Hello, Heartrepreneur family. Super excited to be here with you. And I've got some of my other Heartrepreneur family here to share with you today. As Terry shared earlier, we are going to be talking to you about some of our Terry's client family members. And we've got one person who's making his way back in. Who we've got today, and I'm excited to share with you, is we've got Stella Ho. She's the founder of Real Wealth Creation Global. We have Regina Andler, who is the founder of Autumn Ascent Consulting. We have Ken Attard, founder of Mindset Malta. He's our Malta man. And Dr. Polly Heal-Mealy. Polly, I hope I said that right. And she's the founder of Abundant Health and Wellness Center. So, and here we go. There we go. And we also have John. Thanks for popping in here, John. We also have John. How do I say your last name, John? Sadej?
Close, very close. It's Sadej.
Sadej. Okay.
Speak today with an A. Trust me, Velma, I've been called worse. We're good.
Okay, good. And John is the founder of New Path Business Advisors. Hey, Robin, glad to see you here. So what we're going to do, I wanted to make sure that you got to see everybody right away. And then we're going to do a little 5-minute Q&A with each of our guests here, talk a little bit about them, the program, how they've been benefiting from working with Terry. So I'm going to pop everybody else into the waiting room, and we're going to start out with Stella. So I'm just going to pull people out here. There, and there. There we go. Okay. How are you doing, Stella?
Very well at 3 a.m. in the morning. Excited to be with you.
So tell me a little bit about who you are, where you are, who you support, what it is that you do for them.
Yeah, I'm Stella Ho. I'm from Singapore. For more than 25 years, I'm in the real estate industry. So I'm a broker and I specialize in investment properties. However, about 10 over years ago, I decided that I wanted to look for something more fulfilling in my life. So I went on the mentoring journey directly, even though before that I was already mentoring in the real estate industry. So I right now help coaches and consultants create and scale their income just by shifting their mindset, guaranteed, with my proprietary mindset to profits system and processes. And of course, I have a Fear to Power program, which has helped many people actually got unstuck in their own way in life and business, and they have actually achieved success after removing childhood imprints that is a subconscious memory inside you that potentially will block you from your business and even your life and relationship.
Okay, so you've been working in real estate for a lot of years, and that's probably what triggered you to see some people's mindset, the connection between their mindset and their money, or the disconnection between their mindset and their money.
Because money is actually energy. However, some people complain that they cannot accumulate wealth. If you don't deal with your mindset issues, those subconscious issues, money will not flow in. And for some people, they need money, but however, they can't keep their money. So I realized that mindset is the thing that needs to work. And I also realized that I have this gift in shifting mindset, because even in real estate, negotiation is shifting mindset. Having people to look at different perspective of a property, which is beyond their imagination, even for land development, etc. So I realized I have this skill set to let people see a different set of things, which is why I dissected the system. Now I call it Mindset to Profits and Fear to Power, these two programs. And of course, with Terry's Heartrepreneur community, I've been benefiting a lot, being able to actually launch my business at a quicker pace than usual. Yeah.
So it's helped accelerate your growth by working with Terry.
Yes.
That is really awesome. Is there anything else that you'd like to share with us? Actually, maybe share with us your website. I it sounds like you have 2 programs, so maybe share both of them, and then we can get
Yeah.
somebody to type them in.
What I can do is actually I offer this free gift. Actually, it's at www.mindsetforbusinesssuccess.com. That's a free gift that anyone can download. It's an e-guide, our consumer awareness guide. And if you want to really get to know what's getting you blocked and stuck, we have feartopower.com. You can read all about feartopower.com and the people who has benefited. And of course, I have my Mindset to Profits, Mindset to TO, profits with an S.com. That's where I actually offer the higher level of mentoring, a year mentoring. In fact, Joyce Pellegrini, one of my clients, she's in her 60s. During the pandemic, she was living in her office, conserving resources because the business totally stopped. And after a few months of attending Mindset to Profits, she now has 6-figure income in just a couple of months. Money rolling in, stress rolling out.
Nice. That's perfect. And for those of you who are listening, hi, Terry. For those of you who are listening, Stella just shared a couple of things that Terry teaches. One of them is that, having that consumer awareness guide. She also shared with us her cups.
Yeah, yes. Core unique positioning.
Yes, so there you go. It just slipped my brain there. So there's a lot of juicy stuff just in this little period of time that we've spent with Stella. So we got the best coach in the world. So
yeah. Yes, we have the best coach
even.
in the world. Best mentor. Yeah.
Okay.
She not only can bring us to this level, at your own pace, it's also possible for you to dissect your own system through her guidance, Terry's guidance. And because this is a heart-centered community here, and we are all loved by her and we love each other, so there is a lot of conscious effort to work together to make, to help each other succeed in our own ways.
Absolutely. It is definitely a community. Stella, thank you so much for staying up so late and joining us here and sharing your mindset to profits, your cups, your programs, and all about the amazing gifts that you bring to the table for your clients. We really appreciate you.
Thank you. I love you guys.
Okay, and we are moving on next to Regina. Hi, Regina.
Hi, Velma.
So, Terry's just loving on us. This is awesome. Okay, and you're very welcome, Terry. This is fun. I live for this stuff. So, okay, beautiful. So, Regina.
Yes.
We are kindred spirits. I know that for a fact. And so what I'd really love for you to do is to share with us who it is that you support, what it is you support them with, and a little bit about your programs.
So just like you had mentioned with Stella, I'm going to bounce into what we call our core unique positioning statement and say, I help women who are miserable in their jobs discover the work they love while living the life they want using my proprietary Finding Me program. And I have results guaranteed.
Brilliant. And so tell me a little bit about how you ended up in this space.
I actually left a 30+ year tech career to do what I do now. I'm a life strategist, and I basically help people live their best lives. This is what I do for a living, and I absolutely love it. It's what I've always wanted to do. And I realized as I flipped back to the many years prior when I first started college, psychology was actually what I wanted to do for a living. And then I figured out that tech made a lot of money. So I went to the technical field. And I just look at it as I'm circling back around to what I was always meant to do. I was always meant to help guide people to live their best lives. And so I circled back around and here I am.
There are no coincidences, are there? That is super fascinating, actually, that when you were in university, college,
College.
College, when you were in college, you were actually starting to head down that psychology mindset route right from the beginning. And, like many of us, it's like the money calls us, or actually what it is the money our thoughts about money end up impacting the decisions that we make, isn't it?
Well, honestly, when you're 20 something years old and the options are you can go into psychology and not make as much money as you can make in technology, when you're in your early 20s, your brain automatically goes, no, I want more money.
Well, and those are not unreasonable choices. It is absolutely a reasonable thing. And what we've seen too is there's a shift in the mindset
Mhm.
of the world as well, in that we're starting to get that our mindset is important in every area of our lives when it comes to money, careers, health, everything.
Exactly. And that's exactly what I do is I help people shift their mindsets. So when it comes to, life coaching, you call it positive psychology, whatever it is, it's all about shifting how you think. It's changing how your mind is currently working so that you can make a better story for yourself. You're the creator of your life. And as the
Absolutely.
creator, you get to create what you want as long as it's you driving the story. And most of the times, it's not us driving the story, it's everything around us and our circumstances and where we are that seems to be driving our lives and our stories. And then when you finally stop and realize that you're actually the one in the driver's seat creating the story, and you shift your mindset, all of a sudden you go, wait a minute, why am I doing this? I don't want to do this. I want to do this. And you can change your story to whatever it is you want it to be. And that's what I help people do. I basically help get them back into the driver's seat.
I got this visual. You were sharing that I'm sure it was a comedy sketch, taking the steering wheel and going like this to somebody else and handing it over to them. That's kind of what we do with our mindset, is we're like, no, here, you take charge of it.
Yeah.
And so
I'm
what
kind of
you're
like the
doing is
driver's, yeah. I'm kind of like the driver's ed for your mindset.
awesome. Very awesome. So tell us a little bit about how working with Terry has impacted your work.
Oh, it's been amazing. Prior to working with Terry, sales and marketing were never one of those things that I ever wanted to do anything with. I kind of avoided them at all costs. Now, the thing is that when you own a business, sales and marketing are critical to your business. And then I met Terry, and she just made the process so simple. She step by step by step walked me through. The first thing that I was trying to do what usual people do, what most people do is like kind of like jump in, create this program, and then go try to sell it, not knowing my audience, not knowing anything. And she was like, no, 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 time out. Hold on. We're going to start with defining your audience, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do the next step and the next step, and we're going to create this. And the entire foundation got built. And if it wasn't for Terry, I literally would be stumbling right now still, because I'd be all over the place doing all these different things out of order. And what I've learned is that there is an order and you go step by step, and it works every time.
Perfect. Perfect. That is awesome. So quickly, before you go, can you share some kind of a website, any of your programs, something that people can go in and get connected with you?
Sure. So I have, just like Stella, I have my free consumer awareness guide, and that is at theworkyoulovethelifeyouwant.com. And then my Finding Me program is lifeofmydreamsnow.com. And I have a brand new program. We're officially launching it on Black Friday. So this is like a sneak preview here. And it's called a mindsetforsuccess.com.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Okay. Awesome. So thank you, Regina. Thank you so much for coming and sharing your wisdom and your just yourself. And I know you share yourself in the group, and people have had plenty of opportunity to get to know you, but I'm super grateful for you coming in and sharing your time with us.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Awesome. Thanks, Regina. Okay. Next, we're coming into John. I'm going in the order I picked.
All right.
Okay. It's actually the order that went out in the email. So I'm just kind of
Whatever
doing what
works.
I'm told. So now we have John Sadeh.
There we go.
Founder of New Path Business Advisors, that is here to share I want to hear what it is that you do, because New Path Business Advisors, that says to me that you're a business advisor that helps people find a new path. Am I right?
That's a good thing. Yeah. It's funny, kind of my company when I first started was called New Financial Path. And it was kind of in the same mindset concept, even though I came from a financial world, it was guiding people to the path of financial freedom so they could pursue their calling in life. That was the original time. As I found over time, though, people saw financial, thought it was a financial services firm. I'm like, no, a lot of CFO offers there for a while anyway. So no, New Path Business Advisors really is, it comes from a passion and a lot of years working with thousands of companies, legitimately thousands of companies in my career, mainly owners of companies. And I just have a passion to help them get from where they are to where they want to get to. Many times, mindset, boy, I look forward to hearing from everybody. It is so important. It's so important because the Peter principle, you hear about that in corporations, but it's absolutely alive and well in small business ownership. We just tend to hit it faster because we don't have all the resources and support around us. We have to go out and find it. So I have an absolute passion and an ability to go in, look at the ecosystem of a business, help that owner identify, is this the business you want, number one, and is it on the trajectory where you want it to get to? If not, why? Help them identify typically 3 or 4 key things is usually all it takes. Help them focus in on those 3 or 4 things, help them get out of their own way. And then, because they know 85% of what they need to do half the time, really they do. And just help them say no, yes, or not now. And
okay.
And by doing that now, a lot of times it has to do with revenue. I help them generate. We have proven proprietary systems. I guarantee what I do, which is unheard of in my industry, to guarantee results, or they don't pay me. We're that confident that we know we can bring results, because if you're willing to do the work, we've got the strategies that'll help you get there. Does that answer your question?
That totally answers my question. So basically, you're going in, you're looking at it holistically and pointing out to them what their priorities should be in the order of the priority as they continue to move forward with their business.
Sure. It's helping them kind of discern, identify and discern. We tend to always focus on the important urgent box, but sometimes the things that kind of get pushed on the back burner are really the trajectory makers. But we tend to say, as Zig Ziglar say, one of those round to it's. Well, let's focus on the round to it, because that's probably going to get you where you want to get to. So I help them identify what that is, give them strategies, give them guidance, be a great sounding board. I'm like their business partner, but without the multiple 6 or 7 figure salary and everything. I come alongside them and I really help them get to where they want to. So typically clients with me, most of my clients are small to medium businesses. In the first year, typically to 18 months, they're going to generate on the low end 100,000 or more in revenue, typically 500,000 to $1 million in that first year if they're an established business. And I can guarantee that because I know what it takes to get there. And you had mentioned with Terry, I look to Terry because coaches need coaches, doctors need doctors. I need to get out of my own way sometimes. And she's amazing with the right heart, with a track record of success, doing this because she wants to, not because she has to.
Yeah.
And she's in the trenches. She's not only giving us historical information that comes with just a myriad of wisdom, but it also comes with current events because she's in the trenches still doing it. That's rare. That's very rare to find. So to have someone that they're mentoring you to go through that and help me get out of my own way, because around my house growing up, we had a phrase called often wrong, never in doubt. So she really helped us kind of get there. And I take the advice that she gives. It just adds to the wealth of information I can bring to my business owners that I work with really around the world at this point. So
well, and I think you shared some really important distinctions there. One of them being that you can be really great at something, but when you're right up there with it in your own life, you need somebody to bird's eye view you just the way you bird's eye view your clients.
Yep.
So I really love that.
And you have to come alongside them. It's not a one trick. We tend to think linear. I'll do this, you pay me this. I said, but this is an ecosystem. One thing can impact the other, and you have to kind of look at it all. And so it's really great because in my business that I've owned in the past, more traditional businesses, we had a consultant come time right before we were selling one of our companies. We paid him $25,000 for 5 meetings. We thought that was a lot of money until we identified one thing we didn't see that pushed our valuation and our sale up by $800,000. We didn't see it. So
Oh,
we're still friends, and I still buy him dinner every time we get together.
that's awesome. And I think again, that's a really important thing to point out, that it is having somebody come in there and looking at the whole picture, and I know that's what Terry is. It's a holistic approach. And that's what I'm hearing you do, is you bring that holistic approach and that extra pair of eyes, right? Like, I think it ends up 1+1, the business plus you, ends up being an exponential growth. It's not 1+1 is 2.
Absolutely. 100%.
Awesome. Well, John, thank you so much for coming and sharing your business wisdom with us. I think it's really important for us to realize that we can bring someone to the table with us in order to look at our businesses and start excelling.
Absolutely. I'm just glad I'm ready to listen. Thanks for letting me kind of participate.
Awesome. Thanks, John.
Yeah.
Okay. And next up, we have Multiman.
How you doing, Velma?
I'm good. How are you, Ken?
I'm excellent, thank you.
Excellent.
Great to be here.
Ken is the founder of Mindset Malta, and Ken is a mindset man from Malta. So tell me a little bit about yourself, your business, how you ended up here.
Wow, how I ended up here. Myself, my business. So I've been an entrepreneur for 20 years plus. When I ventured out completely on my own, I ventured out into retail. Also created a promotional merchandise business as well. In the process of that, about 17 years ago, I got involved in network marketing, where I was introduced to personal development. And I was literally blown away when I first got to know about personal development. And one of the things that really intrigued me and kept me very intrigued and wanting to know more was, I was like, how come no one ever taught me this at school? I was like, how come they don't teach us this stuff at school? Like, how I can think, and how it's amazing how the results and the experiences that we're having in our lives, that you're having in your life, are the byproduct of the way you think, ultimately. So the way you think is having an effect on the results and the experiences in your life. And I've just carried on over the course of the last 17 years in delving in personal development. And it's only in recent years that I decided to really get out in the forefront and get my message out there. And one of the main messages that, because I specifically work with and help frustrated entrepreneurs so they can adapt and pivot their business, and using my proprietary ARC method, they are able to have more time freedom guaranteed. Because I have, again, working with Terry, the difference, and talking about a direct result of working with Terry, we identify and we identify this by actually asking entrepreneurs, what are the challenges that they're having? What's the one biggest challenge that they're having? And amazingly, a lot of them, the challenge is time freedom. And funnily enough, they started their businesses so that they could have more freedom. Yet many of them find themselves going down a rabbit hole that they find very difficult to get out. And they're ending up spending 10, 12, 14, 16-hour days, not for a short period of time, but consistently. And it becomes the norm. And this is where things start to go a little bit out of balance. And what I help entrepreneurs do is actually shift the way they think, so that they start to recognize and they start to have awareness. Especially, all starts from awareness. The first pillar of my ARC method is actually awareness, because what you don't know, you don't know. So I really want first thing is you need to become aware. And it's amazing how many entrepreneurs have no clue to the thinking process that goes on. They don't realize that the results, the experiences they're having, is a direct result of their byproduct of their thinking. They have no clue. And the minute they become aware of this, all of a sudden they find themselves catching themselves actually thinking in a way that is detrimental or unresourceful. So this is what is key. And the other thing that for me is adamant, and what I believe I'm teaching very much differently than the norm, is that most entrepreneurs are taught that their entrepreneurial lifespan needs to be a continuous struggle, needs to be continuous suffering. Okay. And this is really a fallacy. You don't have to be struggling forever. You don't have to be suffering forever. You don't have to be making sacrifices forever. Now, I'm not denying the fact that there are times when you're going to potentially be struggling for a bit or sacrificing for a bit. Yet it does not have to be the norm. What if your business could be fun? What if your business could be fulfilling? What if your business could be inspirational? What if you could surround yourself around people just like we're here today? This is a blast. This is fun. This is part of our, if you want to call it work, yet it's fun. It's inspirational. We're surrounded by people who are like-minded. So this is what my main message that I want to really get out to entrepreneurs is that your business can be like this. You've just been taught differently and potentially made to believe that you do have to make continuous sacrifices, that you need to continuously struggle, that you need to continuously suffer. That is not necessarily the case.
So what I'm hearing is that it sounds to me like there's two levels to your adapt and pivot. Okay. So what I'm hearing is we're learning how to adapt our mindset, which pivots our life.
Yes.
And then at the same time, because we've adapted our mindset and pivoted our life, we are adapting inside of our business and therefore pivoting our business.
It's all connected. Once you adapt and pivot your mindset and the way you think, it's going to have an effect on your business. And I'll take it even further. It's going to have an effect on every aspect of your life, whether it's your relationships, whether it's your wealth, whether it's your health, whether it's your personal development, your growth. It's going to have an effect in every single area of your life.
Exactly. I love that. I love that because I really love that you're inviting people in to evolve, right? Because that's what I hear when I hear adapt is it's an evolution.
Yeah. And I think one thing is missing from my experience with meeting up with people, with entrepreneurs and people in general, is one thing that I believe is truly missing that people don't hear enough is that you are perfect the way you are right now, and you are beautiful the way you are right now, and you are exactly where you are meant to be right now. There's nothing wrong with you. It's just making a few shifts to make things even better.
I don't know. Is that a pivot? I'm just wondering.
Absolutely.
Okay, awesome. So Ken, tell us a little bit about what your experience has been with working with Terry.
Oh, my experiences with working with Terry, it's just day and night, in the sense that when I came into her program, I really had no clue as to how I was even going to begin. I had no clue about marketing. I didn't even know what a landing page was. And really and truly, I just didn't know these things. Everything was very sporadic for me at that time. I was working with people one-to-ones, simply from referrals. Now it's about work. I do group consulting now. It's much more manageable. It's much more feasible. I've got different landing pages up. There's where I can send people. People can find me. And I have direction. More than anything, there is direction. There's a lot to absorb when you're working with Terry. There's so much. It would be awesome to be able to implement everything at one go, but it's also it's a piece by piece, and everything unfolds perfectly the way it needs to unfold. So it's just one step at a time. Everything's laid out for you, and it's completely day to night for me.
Brilliant. Sounds like she helped you to adapt and pivot.
Absolutely.
So that's awesome. So before you go, I want you to share the best way for our entrepreneur family to be able to connect to you.
Absolutely. So I have a free masterclass that they can go to, which is at adaptandpivotnow.com. So adaptandpivotnow.com. That's a free masterclass where they can just opt in and get the free masterclass. And I've also I'm in week 30 already, amazingly, of my 12-month program. which is called the Inside Lane, which anybody can join at any particular time, the way I have it set up. And for people to know more about that, and there's a really great offer at the moment, they can go to thesuccessfulentrepreneur.now.com.
Brilliant. Awesome. Thanks so much for your time today, Ken. And
thanks for having me. It's a blast.
And it's snowing here. I just wanted to
snowing
share
there?
that with you.
We had lots of sun today.
Yeah. So I will be annoyed with you for just a little bit. It's okay.
That's okay. I'll allow that.
You'll get over it. Okay. Awesome. Thanks so much, Ken.
Thanks, Velma.
Okay. Next up is Dr. Polly Heal-Mealy, and she is the founder of Abundant Health and Wellness Center. And I'm excited for you to be here, Polly. Dr. Polly, sorry. So we've covered a lot of different things in here. We've covered mindset, and we've covered business, and we've covered mindset, and we've covered mindset. And one of the foundations of our mindset and our health and our wealth is our health. And so that's why I'm really excited to have you here, because I know that that's what you're really good at, is supporting people with their health. So tell me a little bit about you, your center, and I'd love to know how you ended up here. Oh, can't hear you. You're on mute.
There
we go.
We have a holistic healthcare center. And the reason we have it is because my late husband contracted cancer, and we did not know there were alternatives. And so we went the traditional standard medical route, and he was overradiated and he died from that. And so trying to make sense of that, trying to kind of figure out, as Ken said, adapt and pivot, right? We learned that if we had known about holistic remedies, holistic practices, the way to eat better, different things. And again, it is a mindset shift. If we had known that he would still be alive today. And so one of the ways that I worked through my pain and grief was to learn about holistic healthcare and to actually separate the sense from the nonsense. And we have in our clinic proprietary ways that we work with people, and we typically work with older people who have chronic disease and pain, and we help them regain their health. And so their blood work changes, everything changes, their mindset changes, their lifestyle changes, and they, we really can turn back the clock, and they can act and feel like a more youthful version of themselves.
Wow, I like that. And it really is a connection between our health, has a connection between our mindset as well. Like it's that whole mind body thing that works together.
A lot of people say that 85% of sickness and disease is rooted in emotions. And you don't get to be a grown-up person without going through trauma, whether it's physical trauma, emotional trauma, all those kind of things. And the tissues remember. And so the body has all of these assaults, these emotional assaults. And if you can go in there and unwrap those and release those, then the body doesn't have any reason to stay sick anymore, and the body regains its health.
Okay. And I'm kind of getting from listening to you that it works both ways, that the mind supports the health, but if we take care of our health, that can start supporting our mindset as well.
Absolutely. Yes, it's all interconnected, because we are mind, soul, and body. We've got a spirit, we've got a mind, our will and our emotions, and we've got a physical body. So it all works together. And if any one of those parts is not in balance, then we're going to be ill on some level, whether it's a mental thing, an emotional thing, or a physical thing.
Exactly. So, oh, look at this. Terry's still here again, talking lovely stuff about us. So, okay. So even in the title of your wellness center, it's Abundant Health and Wellness Center. And what I'm hearing in that is, the wellness is holistic.
Yes.
That you bring to the table, and that you're looking at increasing the abundance inside of our health and our wellness.
Of course. And a lot of times people, when they get to be 50 and beyond, they think that they have inherited, for lack of a better word, they are going to get old. They are going to have mental issues. They're going to have senior moments. They're going to have creaky joints. They're going to have all of these age related issues. You know, people come in and I'll say, family history, talk to me about that. Oh, my dad's diabetic, but he's old. Or my mom has arthritis, but she's old. Or my person has this, but they're old. And it's like, oh, you know, we get old and we get, you know, decrepit here. And that's just not true. That is the mindset of a lot of people, but that does not have to be your reality. And so one of the ways, or one of the things that we do is we show you that just because you're older doesn't mean that you have to get decrepit. You may have to do some different things because nutrition, our food, is nutritionally poor in density. And so we do have to supplement. We do have to do some things in order to have the vitality that we want to have. There is a graphic out there that I absolutely love, and it shows cellular voltage. Young people have very high cellular voltage, and the older you get, your cellular voltage, you know, reduces. And so a lot of times I'll tell my older people, you know, there's nothing wrong with you. You just are on low battery mode. And if we get you off of low battery mode, then we can get that vitality back. We can get that function back. And it is all about believing in yourself. We had a lady that came in and she was on a walker. I saw her 3 weeks later. She was no longer on a walker. And I saw her 2 months later from the original appointment, and all of the lesions on her legs had healed.
Ooh.
Right. And this has been going on for years. She had been having these issues for multiple years, I think 18 to 20 years. And so I asked her, I said, you were very hesitant to come in. You were very hesitant to do what I asked you to do. Talk to me about your experience. She said, you told me I didn't have to be sick, and I believed you. And it's like, wow. I mean, I'm a powerful person, you know? And so just my telling her, you don't have to be sick. Her body straightened up, her skin healed, her issues, they just went away. She went to her 2 doctors. She had 2 specialists. And one of them said, oh, well, all that holistic stuff you did didn't help you at all. And the other doctor said, whatever you did, keep doing it because the proof is right there. And so a lot of it is because you've had a condition 18 to 20 years, your mindset says, this is who I am now. But we know that if we can get blood supply, nerve supply, and nutrients to those parts of the body can turn around and you can regain your health no matter what you have.
Brilliant. I love that. I love
love
that
that.
because it's you're teaching people how to properly care for the vessel that they have. Just because they've done it this way doesn't mean it's been the right way to do it.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. So what's the trade-off? The trade-off, I can keep doing what I'm doing and have the results that I have, or I can change what I'm doing and have a better life, have a longer life expectancy, have more joie de vivre, you know, and enjoy your life. And so it's all about choices that we make.
Absolutely. It absolutely is. So tell us a little bit about how working with Terry has supported you.
Oh my goodness. Terry is amazing. I love that she really does have heart, and she meets you where you are. And when you feel overwhelmed or you feel frustrated and you know, I'm a perfectionist, recovering perfectionist. And that's one of the things that I've learned from Terry. It doesn't matter that you do it perfectly. It matters that it gets done to the best of your ability, which has been very freeing in a lot of ways. But she also will find the blind spots that you have. And you think that you're doing it right. You think that you're moving forward, and then she'll give you an exercise and it's like, oh, well, I didn't know I had that mindset, or I didn't know I had that blockage. And so what that does is it opens up my consciousness to a different level so I can move forward and be a better practitioner, be a better business person, have more heart with my people as well, because you're not fighting the day-to-day challenges of running a business. As Ken said, you're able to transcend that because you've got your programs in place, you've got your policies and procedures in place. So my mental can be sitting across the table from you, listening to you, honing in on your emotions, honing in on what's not quite right yet, and then getting that download that I need to be able to recommend the best protocol for you. And so when I'm not having to worry about my practice, I can worry about my patients.
That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. So you get to have the full impact that you're meant to have on the people that are around you.
Absolutely. And one of the things, that Terry has helped me to overcome is limiting beliefs. And they're not limiting beliefs that are necessarily wrong, but they don't help me get where I'm going. And so, there's a lot of fears, there's a lot of what ifs. And so if you're focusing on all those things, you're not able to be fully present in the moment. And so there are just some things that she's taught us how to do that we're able to not even think about those things anymore. We just present our best self. We do what we do. And, people get well, they're getting well more quickly. We're having record months as far as people coming in. And, it's just all around a good thing. Less stress, less struggle. So, and that always makes it easier to be with someone who is struggling with their health, is struggling with their emotions. If you can be that peaceful person, that tranquil person that doesn't have all this static in your brain, right? Then you can move forward. And so I think that's a lot of what she's done for us is remove the static, remove the noise. It's been hard work. We've worked really, really hard to implement the things that she's asked us to do. I was looking at some papers yesterday and it was like, oh man, I don't even know how to start this, but breaking it down step by step by step, it's going to get done and it's going to be a good product. So I'm excited about that.
Brilliant. Brilliant. So before we go, because I want to be mindful of our listeners' time and I want to be mindful of everybody else's, your time as well. Let us know what's the best way. If somebody wants to start connecting with you and get some support from you, what's the best way for them to connect with you?
Yeah, the best way is to just look at my website, and it is my name, pollyheilmealy.com. No hyphen though in the web page, in the web address, URL address, or they can look at our Abundant Health and Wellness Facebook page. We have a lot of information, a lot of free resources there. So those are the best ways to connect us. We also have consumer awareness guides, and we've got a free class to look at how holistic medicine would maybe help you. So we have resources, but I have people, I don't know those URLs. So go to our website, fill out the contact form, ask people. Maybe Tracy's watching and she's going to pop that in. I don't know, but we definitely will get that information to you. So we've got a lot of free things out there to help you learn how to take care of yourself holistically.
Brilliant. Okay, I'm going to bring everybody back in here and we're going to say goodbye together and then we'll move on with our days. So thanks, Polly. I really appreciate your time and your wisdom.
Thank you.
Okay. Here we go. So unfortunately, we don't have Stella here because for some reason she wanted to sleep. I don't know why. It was 3:00 in the morning there. But okay, so here's our Heartpreneur client family members. Again, we've all loved working with Terry. So all of you, want you to go back into once this is all done, go back into the recording. Make sure you share some of your websites, the best things for you to be able to share with our Heartpreneur family inside of the group. Does anybody have any last words? We've got like a minute and a half.
Well, I forgot to tell people if they want to get some resources. So I got so excited. I was ready to, and I just shut up and let everybody start talking. So, all right. I give people hope, guys. That's what I do. So anyway, if someone would like a copy of one of my books, they can literally have a free copy where I went over 8 strategies to grow your business. Feel free to go ebook.johnsadeh.com. I can put it in the chat too if that helps.
Yes, definitely do that.
And here, I've already got it typed out, so that'll happen. And then the other part is too, I'm going to be launching a new program that takes the hundreds of companies I talked to in the last couple of years. I kicked off one program. I'm going to be doing another course called the Rapid Revenue Growth Intensive. 6 weeks, no BS. right to the point of specific for each business owner, how they're going to grow their business. Taking a lot of the principles some of the team members are here sharing, but more there's going to be some nuts and bolts. Lead generation, financial stuff. We're going to get into a lot of that. So you really need some of the hands-on stuff. I'm willing to get in the trenches with you. Normally, everyone would pay me twice per month what I'm charging for an entire 6-week course, but I'm just trying to do that to get it out there to make 2022 an awesome year. Forget about COVID, forget about all the other crap. Let's just get going and get going, right? So that's kind of where I'll put some information in the chat. There's a place that they can connect with me if they have a question as well. Sorry for the quick emotion. I just bring them up on a call. So.
Okay, so we've got business wisdom, we've got health wisdom, we've got mindset wisdom. I haven't shared about myself, so I'm just going to throw it out there. I help divorced women redefine and recreate their lives with my proprietary Heart Compass method. I love working with divorced women. I've been divorced twice, so I have a little bit of experience with that. I'm just saying. And sometimes, and I work with mindset as well. I help the women eliminate the beliefs that came up during their divorce. And, those are the things that come up when we're kids. They show up when we're adults. For some reason, our childhood comes back to haunt us. And so that's what I do. And working with Terry has actually helped me to redefine and recreate my life, redefine and recreate my business in a direction that I am meant to go. Because when I showed up, I was in the wrong business. And as I'm working with Terry, I'm now in the right business. So anyways, I love you guys so much. This was so much fun. Make sure you post your stuff inside the comments of this video. And for you who are listening out there in the interwebs, make sure you come in, hit replay, share us what you got out of this, and be sure to connect with all of us here. We love you. Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye. Take care.